Hey y'all, it's Jim Sanders with Doty Real Estate right here in Jonesboro, Arkansas, and I'm coming to you with another episode of the Residential Real Estate Recap. This one's for last week, which should have been, let's say, ended, what's the day, 22nd, 21st, 20th, the 19th of August. It's episode 156. Hey, for the second week, our MLS is still down. Now, great news for all the realtors in the Jonesboro area. I hear it's about to come back up, and we should be back to at least close to normal or some semblance of normal pretty soon. But because the system's been down, I don't have the normal numbers for you like I usually do. But I didn't want to break the streak of coming to you every week. Like I say, this is episode 156. So I wanted to talk a little bit about interest rates, because everybody's upset right now about interest rates. If you look at mortgages, all you hear right now is, oh, it's over 7%, it's over 7%. And, you know, a 30-year conventional loan is over 7% right now. Matter of fact, it's about 7.125% at some of the establishments here in the Jonesboro area. But that's not the end of the story. If you think about it, all of the government-backed loans, that would be your VA, your RD, your FHA, are still all under 7%. Most of them are hovering right around 6.5 or 6 3/4. The 30-year fixed RD and 30-year fixed VA are at 6.75 right now. The 30-year fixed FHA is at 6.625. So it's not all that bad, but it's almost like the old adage for newspaper headlines, if it bleeds, it leads. Stories like that sell newspapers, sell news stories and things like that. So sometimes people want you to believe that they're really high. The other misconception sometimes is that you keep hearing, well, the Fed met and the Fed is going to raise the rate, or the Fed has raised the rate for 6 times, 8 times. Realize that mortgage interest rates are not tied to the Fed rate. The Fed rate is the interbank borrowing rate. So mortgages are more closely tied to the 10-year T-note. So if you're really interested in tracking something that'll tell you what mortgages are going to be doing, watch the 10-year T-note. Now, everybody thinks that 6 3/4% is high, and yeah, compared to what we've seen over the past few years recently when rates were in the 3s, which was unheard of for the past 20 years, 6.75 seems really high, but it's not. Historically, that's pretty much average, or maybe even just a little bit below average. And if you think about it, I did a comparison. I started looking at what the average car loan is. And so average car loan in August 2023, and this is for people with a good credit rating, which would be between 700 and 749. For a new car, the average rate right now was 14.09 or 14.1%. And for a used car, it's 14.34, almost 14.4%. Now, when I saw that, it's like, okay, well, most people that are buying a car, really, they're not freaking out about interest rates the way people that are talking about houses are. And the car interest rate loans are twice what mortgages are right now. The other thing that kind of piqued my interest there was, what if new houses had a different interest rate than used houses? It's kind of interesting that used cars command a higher interest rate than new cars, but yeah, I do understand that. It's the collateral and things like that. But then if you also look at interest rates on your credit cards, an average credit card could have an interest rate of around 19.9 or 21%. And Lord, if you are past due on one of the payments, they can threaten to, or actually not even threaten, but they can actually take you up to almost 24%. Now I know what you're saying, Jim. Hey, I pay off my credit card every month. I don't carry a balance, so I'm not paying interest. But I'd have to guess that probably most of the world is carrying at least some sort of balance on their credit card, and I don't hear anybody complaining about those rates. So I keep talking about not complaining and stuff like that, but what I'm getting to is, if you're really interested in buying a house, don't let the thought of high interest rates on your mortgage stop you right now. work with a good realtor, because realtors will have resources. They will have lenders that they can work with that can do all kinds of things as far as coming up with new programs or ways to lower interest rates or ways to make things fit. The other thing you can think about is, go ahead, if you've really got to have a home now, let's say you are moving to the area for a job and unfortunately you're just moving here at a time when interest rates are high. We don't think that they're going to stay this high all the time. They will drop, at least we hope they will drop. So we like to say, date the rate and marry the house. So go ahead and get your mortgage and with the thought of refinancing when rates drop. Or talk to a couple of lenders. There's still some good programs with adjustable rate mortgages that are a little bit lower than some of the conventional or government backed. And those, when rates come down, should adjust downward also. Even if they don't, you can wait till those rates drop and then refinance. So my point here is, work with a good realtor that you know, one that you can trust, one that can help you out and has the resources to help you find the right lender and find things that work for you and your family. Hey, when you think of real estate in Jonesboro, I hope you think about me. I'm Jim Sanders with ERA Doty Real Estate right here in Jonesboro. I'd love to get to know you, learn your hopes, your needs, your wants, your desires and dreams, and help you find the perfect house for you and your family. Likewise, if you're thinking about selling, once our MLS comes up, I'd love to do a comparable market analysis for your home and help you decide what the right place to price your home would be. Sun's going down. It's starting to cool off a little, although I would guess that it's still in the 90s in Jonesboro today. But again, I've said this before, I don't want to be your weatherman. I want to be your realtor. Hey, I love bringing you information. I hope you find it useful. When you think of real estate, think of me. I'm Jim Sanders, ERA Doty Real Estate right here in Jonesboro. Give me a call, send me a message, shoot me an email. I'd love to get to know you and help you out. Thanks. Next week, maybe we can come back with numbers for the Jonesboro area. Y'all take care, stay safe, and stay cool.